When Tiger Woods walked into the grand opening of a youth golf academy in California, all eyes were on the kids, not the quiet man standing beside him. No one recognized Derrick Hayes, the man who had protected Tiger through scandal, injury, and chaos for 15 years. Months earlier, he'd been fired without warning, erased from the spotlight he never asked for. But what the crowd didn't know was that Tiger had brought him back, not as a bodyguard, but as the heart of something bigger. And what happened next became one of the most powerful, untold stories of redemption in sports history. Derrick Hayes stared at it for a full minute before opening it. He'd been Tiger's personal bodyguard, shadow, and friend for 15 years. He knew the man's gait better than his own reflection, had tackled stalkers, shielded him from drunken fans, and once physically pulled him out of an overturned SUV after a crash. They'd shared laughs on private jets, long silences in hotel suites, and battle-tested trust on golf courses around the world. Now, inside the envelope, there were only three things: a termination letter, a standard NDA, and a check labeled severance, final payment. No signature, no handwritten note, just cold, clinical language from someone in Tiger's new PR team. "We thank you for your years of dedicated service." Derrick read the sentence again and again, like it might start making sense the third time around. There was no call, not from Tiger, not even from the manager who had once cried on his shoulder during Tiger's darkest press conference. Just paper. That night, Derrick packed the essentials from his condo in LA. A few suits, his favorite watch, a photo of him and Tiger laughing in Dubai. He left behind the rest. He told no one he was leaving. He didn't need a spectacle. When TMZ reached out for comment the next day, Derrick declined. When ESPN's headline ran, "Tiger's longtime bodyguard dismissed after 15 years," he didn't correct it. He didn't need to. Some stories don't deserve the dignity of an explanation. By the time the world started speculating, Derrick was already gone, flying back to Florida on a commercial flight, sunglasses hiding tired eyes, dignity intact, but a piece of his identity left behind on the tarmac. Orlando felt different now. Too quiet. Too still. The modest single-story home Derrick had purchased in the suburbs back when Tiger won his fifth Masters looked smaller than he remembered. The welcome mat, once a joking gift from Tiger that read Hayes HQ, now felt like a punchline. He dropped his duffel bag in the foyer and stood in silence. The hum of the refrigerator the only sound. No phone calls, no meetings to prep for, no flights to board at a moment's notice. For the first time in over a decade, Derrick had nowhere to be. He poured himself a drink, whiskey, neat, and sat on the edge of his well-worn leather couch, staring at the wall where a shadow still outlined the spot his framed photo with Tiger used to hang. He had taken it down that morning before leaving LA. He didn't know why. As the sun set, the memories crept in. The time Tiger nearly got trampled leaving a London hotel. Derrick had pushed through the swarm like a human shield. The time he tackled a fan who jumped the ropes at Augusta. The nights spent in hospital waiting rooms after surgeries, when Tiger didn't want his mother to see him weak. Derrick was there, always. He remembered standing backstage during Tiger's public apology in 2010, watching the man tremble behind the podium. Derrick had placed a firm hand on his shoulder. "You're not alone, T," he had said. Apparently he was now. No goodbye, no thank you. Just nothing. He stared at his phone. No missed calls, no texts. The silence hurt more than the firing itself. Derrick set the phone down and looked out the window at the driveway where his black Suburban once sat, a vehicle that had seen every continent, every major win, and more than a few close calls. Now it sat dusty in the garage, purposeless. He closed his eyes. For 15 years, his purpose had been clear: protect the man, no matter what. Now, with nothing left to guard but old memories, Derrick Hayes began the painful process of letting go. Or so he thought. It was a slow Wednesday morning when Derrick's phone buzzed. A single name on the screen: Maya Daniels. She wasn't just a friend. Maya had been a respected sports journalist for over 2 decades, one of the few people Derrick trusted in an industry full of whispers and spin. They'd shared a few drinks over the years, swapped stories, laughed about the circus of fame surrounding Tiger. But Maya never called without a reason. "You got a minute?" she asked. "Always," Derrick replied, even though he wasn't sure that was still true anymore. Maya got straight to the point. "I think I know why you were let go. And it wasn't Tiger." Derrick said nothing, but the tension in his jaw told her to keep going. She explained that Tiger's new management team, young, polished, corporate, had been quietly reshuffling everything. PR advisors, sponsorship reps, even longtime caddies were feeling the shift. They were rolling out a rebranding initiative. Clean lines, curated optics, image first. "They thought you were too close," Maya said. "Too loyal. Too, old school." Derrick scoffed. Old school kept him alive. I know, she said softly. But this wasn't personal to them. You were just part of the old tiger. A silence hung on the line. Maya asked the question carefully. Do you want me to run the story? Derrick looked out the window at his quiet backyard, the sun casting shadows on the patio where no one ever sat. He could have exposed them, cleared his name, told the world the truth. No, he said finally. Tiger never said those words himself. Until I hear it from him, I'm not burning that bridge. Maya understood. Loyalty, Derrick thought, wasn't something you turned off like a light switch. It was a code, one he had lived by every day for 15 years, even if no one noticed, even if the world had moved on. The envelope was unlike the last one. It arrived by private courier, not the indifferent hand of a mailman. The weight of it alone was different, heavier, like it carried something important. It was black, embossed with a simple gold TW on the flap. Derrick held it for a long time before opening it. His fingers trembled slightly the way they used to before a high-risk event or a late-night security breach. He opened it slowly, half expecting another sterile dismissal. Another cold goodbye. Instead, inside was a handwritten note. 3 words. We need to talk. Signed simply. T.T. Tiger. Below the note was a first-class plane ticket. Orlando to Monterey. Tomorrow. No explanations, no entourage, no lawyers, just a message. Derrick sat down, the letter in one hand, the ticket in the other. For months there had been nothing, no texts, no calls, just the dull ache of being erased. He had told himself he was done hoping, that Tiger had moved on, that the silence was his answer. But now? Something had changed. The man he had guarded through shattered windshields and broken trust had written him, not typed, not emailed, but written, and that meant something. Still, the questions churned. Was this an apology? A peace offering? Or something else entirely? Derrick walked into his bedroom and reached into the back of his closet. He pulled out an old duffel bag, the same one he used when traveling with Tiger. Same faded zippers, same smell of leather and loyalty. He began packing slowly. Not for the job, for the man. Whatever waited in California, Derrick would face it, not as an employee, but as someone who still believed in honor, even when others forgot it. He looked at the clock. The flight left in 16 hours. Derrick Hayes zipped up the bag, folded the letter once more, and placed it carefully in the inside pocket right next to his old security badge. Because maybe, just maybe, some stories weren't over yet. The drive up to Tiger's private golf estate in California was silent. Derrick sat in the back of the car, eyes fixed out the window, watching as manicured roads turned to winding paths, then opened up to vast greens and modern architecture nestled among the trees. He hadn't been here in years. The gates opened without question. The car stopped. A staff member gestured toward the main house. Derrick stepped out, the California air crisp against his skin. He felt the tension rise in his chest like a pre-match heartbeat. This wasn't protection detail anymore. This was something more personal and more fragile. Tiger was already waiting. Standing alone on the patio, hands in his pockets, eyes tired but locked in. For a moment, neither man said a word. Then, Derrick, Tiger said softly. Derrick gave a small nod. T. The silence stretched again until Tiger finally exhaled, rubbing the back of his neck, a gesture Derrick had seen 1,000 times. I didn't know, Tiger said. About the firing. Derrick didn't respond, didn't blink. My new team, they made that call, said it was time for a clean brand image. I was overseas when it happened. They didn't tell me until it was too late. Derrick's jaw clenched. I should have called, Tiger added quickly. I should have fixed it, but... He paused. I've been going through some things. Quietly this time. No press. No public meltdown, just internal stuff. Pain. Regret. He looked at Derrick, eyes heavy. But I never meant for it to happen like that. Not to you. Derrick studied him. Older now. Weathered. Not the unstoppable icon he once guarded, but a man. Fallible. Tired. And maybe for the first time, honest. Tiger stepped forward, voice cracking. I'm sorry. Derrick didn't say anything at first, then quietly, 15 years, T, that deserved a phone call. Tiger nodded. You're right. It wasn't absolution, not yet, but it was a start. And sometimes the most powerful apologies don't come from press releases. They come from eye contact, unspoken pain, and 3 simple words. I was wrong. They sat across from each other now, No cameras, no handlers, just two men with history between them. The sun was beginning to dip behind the trees, casting long shadows across the terrace where Tiger poured 2 glasses of water, his hands unsteady. "There's something else," he said, not meeting Derrick's eyes. "Something I've never told anyone." Derrick didn't interrupt, he just waited. Tiger took a deep breath. "Do you remember Pebble Beach 2011? Derrick nodded. He remembered every event, every route, every crowd scan. "There was a guy," Tiger continued. "Looked like a regular fan, but something felt off. You saw it before anyone else did." Derrick's eyes narrowed. "I remember." "You didn't just move me," Tiger said. "You took him down. Quietly. Before security even flinched. No press, no drama, you made it disappear." Derrick stayed silent. "That guy had a knife," Tiger said. "I found out days later he was angry, delusional, said I ruined his life somehow." Tiger's voice cracked. "You saved mine." The confession hung in the air like a weight finally released. "I never said thank you," Tiger admitted. "And when I found out you were gone, I couldn't stop thinking about that moment. About how you put yourself in danger for me. No spotlight, no recognition." He looked up now, meeting Derrick's gaze fully. "You protected me when I was at my worst. Not just physically. Emotionally. Spiritually." Tiger's voice dropped to a whisper. "I let you go. And I let that loyalty go unanswered." For the first time, Derrick spoke. "I wasn't there for thanks, T." "I know," Tiger said. "That's what makes it worse." A long silence settled between them. Not awkward, just real. Because every empire has cracks. Every icon has ghosts. And sometimes the people who kept them standing go unseen. Until they're gone. Tiger finally spoke again. "I owe you more than I can ever repay." Derrick looked out over the course they once walked together 1,000 times. "Then don't repay it," he said. "Just remember it." A bold proposal. The silence after Tiger's confession was broken only by the rustle of wind through the trees. Then Tiger leaned forward, his voice low, but steady. "I want you to come back," he said. Derrick blinked. "Back? As what? Your bodyguard?" Tiger shook his head. "No, that chapter's closed. This is something new." He reached into a folder on the table and slid it across. Inside were renderings of a sleek building surrounded by a driving range and training areas. "Director of Security and Mentorship," Tiger said. "For this." Derrick stared. "It's a youth development center," Tiger explained. "For kids on the edge, gangs, broken homes, no guidance. We'll use golf as the entry point. But it's about more than swings and putts." He paused. "It's about discipline, integrity, self-defense, self-worth. The stuff you taught me without even trying." Derrick flipped through the pages. Training rooms, classrooms, a dorm, a gym. "You're serious," he said finally. "I'm building this from scratch," Tiger replied. "But I need someone who's lived it, who's walked the line, someone they'll respect the moment he walks in the room." Derrick leaned back, eyebrows raised. "You think these kids want to hear life lessons from an ex-bodyguard?" "I think they want to hear it from a man who never quit," Tiger said, even when the world gave him every reason to. Derrick was quiet, not because he didn't care, but because for the first time in a long time, he felt needed. Proving ground. A week later, Derrick stood in the middle of a half-built facility outside Miami. Steel beams, drywall dust, fresh turf, waiting to be laid. But the real work wasn't in the construction. It was in the faces of the teens watching him from the back of the temporary classroom. Most didn't look interested. A few looked hostile. One kid, lanky, twitchy, stared him down like a challenge. Derrick introduced himself simply. "I'm not here to preach. I'm here to show you another way." The lanky kid scoffed. "What do you know about struggle?" The room tensed. Derrick stepped forward slowly, unshaken. "I know what it feels like to be angry," he said. "To feel like the world owes you something. And it never pays up." The kid stood, chest puffed, eyes daring him. "You think you can take me?" Derrick didn't move. "No. I think I can teach you how to take control, without throwing fists." The room went dead silent. The kid sat back down, not because he was scared, but because somehow he felt seen. Later, Derrick walked the grounds alone. He passed the practice green, the empty weight room, the shadow of what this place would become. And for the first time in a long time, he didn't just see a job. He saw a mission. He saw a younger version of himself, angry, directionless, finally being handed a different path. And maybe, just maybe, he was the one meant to guide them there. Derrick stood in the mirror that morning wearing something he hadn't in years. A crisp black blazer, no earpiece, no sidearm. Not a bodyguard this time. Something different, something bigger. He'd said yes. Tiger's offer had stunned him. Director of Security and Mentorship for a youth academy built on discipline, character, and self-respect. Derrick wasn't sure he belonged in that kind of spotlight, but something inside told him it was time. The grand opening arrived under a golden California sky. Dozens of kids lined up, golf clubs slung over their shoulders, wearing matching polos. Derrick moved among them, calm, observant, steady, a shepherd among tomorrow's lions. When Tiger took the stage, the cameras clicked. But his speech wasn't about golf. It was about second chances. "There was a time when I didn't know who I was," he said, voice thick with emotion. "But this man, Derrick, stood by me anyway. He protected me when I was broken. Now he's helping rebuild others." The crowd applauded, but Derrick didn't smile. He just lowered his head. Not out of shame, but gratitude. This was his mission now. After the ceremony, a teenager approached him. "Sir, do you think someone like me could ever be like you?" Derrick knelt so they were eye level. "You already are," he said. That day, something shifted. He wasn't guarding a man anymore. He was guarding futures. Final twist plus resolution. As the sun dipped behind the academy's driving range, most of the guests had gone. Only a few staff and students remained, enjoying the quiet. Tiger walked over, holding a small envelope. "What's this?" Derrick asked. "Something overdue," Tiger said. Inside was a deed and a key. "Unit 7, Tiger added, pointing toward the north side of the property. "Your home, custom built, solar, fully stocked." Derrick stared at the paper, stunned. "Tiger, I can't." "You gave me 15 years, Tiger said, his voice low but steady. "This is me giving you something permanent." Derrick swallowed hard. Words didn't come. They weren't needed. That night he moved into the home. No fanfare, no headlines, just peace. He stood on the porch watching the young students swing under floodlights. Tiger joined him, 2 cups of coffee in hand. "Feels right, doesn't it?" Tiger said. Derrick nodded. "It does." 2 men, 2 survivors. 2 souls who had once been broken, now building something new, together. The story that started in silence ended in legacy. And this time they both stayed.